I approached the old man for assistance. However, my kind gesture and my grooming changed my whole life in an instant. As usual, the lobby was filled with the mundane clatter of counting machines and hushed professional conversations, fell unnaturally silent. The elderly man sat on the edge of a mahogany bench, his threadbare coat smelling faintly of cedar and dust. Around him, tellers sneered and security guards lingered nearby, eager to usher the nuisance out the door. Only Maya, a young woman fresh out of training, had paused. She saw not a beggar, but a man clutching a piece of history. She had offered him a glass of water and gently taken the yellowed, brittle deposit slip from his trembling hands. As she scanned the faded ink against the bank's archaic ledger archives, her eyes widened. The document was a compounded interest certificate from 1956, linked to a legendary, dormant legacy account that the bank's history books claimed had been closed decades ago. The moment the entry was validated in the system, a deep, resonant alarm, a sound rarely heard by anyone currently employed at the branch, echoed through the building. It wasn't a security alarm, it was an automated protocol alert designed to notify the board of directors of the reactivation of a founding tier account. Within seconds, the elevator doors at the end of the executive hall hissed open. The CEO, a man usually insulated by layers of secretaries and security details, stepped out. He looked pale, his eyes darting toward the bench where the old man Saturday. The bank staff stood frozen, their previous contempt replaced by sheer, unadulterated shock. The CEO did not go to his office, he walked straight to the old man, bowed his head slightly, and signaled for the guards to stand down. Head slightly, and signaled for the guards to stand down. "We have been waiting for your return for 60 years, sir," the CEO said, his voice carrying clearly across the quiet lobby. The board had nearly written this off as a lost asset, but the protocols held true. "You are the sole beneficiary of the original equity stake." The shabby man looked up, a faint, knowing smile playing on his lips. "I didn't come for the money today," he whispered. "I came to see if the institution was still as honest as the man who signed this paper." He looked at Maya, who stood clutching the ledger, trembling slightly. "You," he said, pointing a gnarled finger at the young employee. "You were the only one who looked at the history and saw a human being. That is the only reason I am staying." The bank, once a place of cold transactions, had just witnessed the most significant financial event of its century, triggered not by a billionaire in a suit, but by a man in rags and the kindness of a stranger. By the end of the business day, the bank had undergone an immediate, top-down transformation. The CEO announced the immediate termination of the branch manager, citing a total failure of the bank's core values. He implemented a new policy, the ledger of empathy. Every new hire would now be required to spend their first week in client services, not in the back office, to ensure they understood that every account number represented a person with a story. The lobby was redesigned to remove the cold, elevated teller windows that created a power dynamic between staff and customers. They were replaced with open, circular consultation desks designed to foster equality and open communication. Maya, who had expected a reprimand for wasting time on a beggar, found her career trajectory permanently altered in the span of an hour. She was appointed as the head of legacy accounts and community engagement. The bank transitioned from a sterile institution of profit into a community pillar, with Maya as the face of its new, human-centric philosophy. She didn't just climb the corporate ladder, she rebuilt it, ensuring that no one, regardless of the shabbiness of their coat, would ever be turned away again.